Hello. We're not going with that Vaseline smeared camera lens this week. We are going to do a crisp picture the whole way. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Monday. Well, it's actually not the first of Monday, so hopefully you've had a Monday already and you're not just like waking up, because that would be uncomfortable. It's a happy Labor Day. I don't know if anybody went into labor today, but happy Labor Day. Enjoy your labor. Labor. So, hello, good to see you. Mark Stick's here. Tim's here. Russell's here. Good to see you both. I'm going to see a lot of you, as many as I can in December. Nick's here. Phil, Brandon, Mike, Christopher, Kevin, Alexia, David, Zach, Einar, Patty. Hello, Patty. Oh, you know what? You show up, Patty, and I forgot I was going to have your performance queued up. Oh, I was going to have that. Here, let me brush my beard. Let me just do that. Let me just do that live. I didn't do makeup today. I didn't go to makeup. This is what I do. Show prep. Hair and makeup. Like Brandon Johnson, I spent 30 grand on hair and makeup. But it's not campaign funds, so there's nothing illegal about it. Brandon Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, mayor of Chicago. So, yes. Yo, K-Rob is here. K-Rob, Corey, good to see you. Sean, happy Labor Day to you, Sean. Einar doesn't know about Labor Day, but I bet you he knows about labor. And it is, I'm trying to, you know what? I see other people do their channel without glare on their glasses, and I'm like so envious, so jealous. But I need the glasses to read the comments, otherwise it ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Legendary t-shirt, yes. Make 1984 fiction again. Funny story is I wrote my newsletter with the censorship stuff, and then I had a birthday party. I got older. I was trying to not do it. I was like seriously trying to not do it to get older. But then this showed up in my cavalcade of gifts. So many. There was just so many. And then this was the shirt, and I loved it. And I thought they didn't know that I was writing that newsletter about censorship, because there's seriously nothing more sacred than that First Amendment. No two ways about it. And if you read my newsletter, you know how I feel. So let's get to the costume party. This is an Imperial Stout by I don't know who. They're just some nameless people. There's a W there. I don't know what that W stands for. I don't know who this is. I don't know where it's from. I'm not going to try to read a beer label here live. It's not a Rapture, so I'll tell you that much. I'm using my Jeffing off. Where is it? You could barely see my old channel name etched in there. Jeffing off. Blast, but an Imperial Stout nonetheless. We all like Imperial Stouts, don't we? Yes, we do. It's not a Jeffward Stout. It's not a Sugarfoot Stout, but it's the stout I have. That's the thing. It's the stout you have. Yes, and I did. I got it. This was also part of the cavalcade of birthday gifts, and it was much appreciated. I already had one, so spoiler alert. I liked it. I liked it a lot. And in the coming weeks, I'm going to be sharing the other stouts I've gotten as gifts, and much appreciated. So thank you. My mother, wait, something like that. Happy Labor Day. Good evening. Where are we at? Legendary t-shirt. Yes, my mother planned it well. I was born on Labor Day. Well, happy birthday, Mark. You little You little Virgo baby. You. September 1st, I believe, is still within the clutches of the Virgo. So happy birthday. Number one's here. Number one, you might need some rest. Jason Murphy's here. I'm here finally. And I'm scared. I'm scared, yes. Well, it's okay. Your first time is always a little nerve-wracking, but you were live. Your first Jeff Word live was live with the Jeff Word in the room, in a garage in Oklahoma. Not in Tulsa. Kelly View? Is that what it is? Kelly View? Happy Labor Day, expat, which is more fun when you spell it with a U. Labor Day. I spell behavior with the extra U and color. Great newsletter to this. Thank you, Patty. I try to create some really meaningful and memorable and readable and shareable content. So yes. So many Virgos. Science tells us Virgos are more awesome than other people. That's the science. And we got to trust the science. Because Virgos are the thing, you know. I'm trying to do a good setup. I'm trying to get a good camera angle. Maybe I'll just oscillate the whole night. I really don't like the glare. Oh, and I got this Sasquatch hat from Walmart. I don't know what that little white thing is. I'm just noticing. I kept the tag on because that's what cool kids do. It's a Sasquatch hat. Sasquatch are popular in Tennessee, apparently. My K is screwing up on my keyboard. Well, you got a misery keyboard then, perhaps. Had a nitro milk stout the other day. Quite the experience. They're okay. I mean, they're okay. Book party. I'm waiting for the world to become the world from Swan Song so we can reset it. We're beyond the craziness of 1984. So you're just thinking it's nuclear war at this point. I don't know. I'm starting to really kind of warm to the idea that we live in a simulation. And Neil deGrasse Tyson thinks we are. We're living in a simulation of a simulation of it. And we're just some sort of a product of some bored alien extraterrestrials. I mean, I don't want to spoil a certain book, but there's a certain Stephen King book. I'm not going to spoil it, but basically we are the playthings of some alien civilization that's distant, far, far away. And Neil deGrasse Tyson thinks there's some sound reasoning in that. Good evening, Jay Stones. Yep, and my first live was in a barn. A bunch of firsts. Yeah, that was a good time. And Jason, if the weather had been what it probably should have been for Tulsa in August, the whole thing would have been wrecked. Everybody would have been sweating. It would have been, everybody hungover, dehydrated. Now we're sweating in a barn, sandwich roaming around out there like some sort of if you've read Pearl on This the Day of the Pig, you would have been worried. It could have been such a disaster if there was 20 more degrees on that thermostat from the aliens. But the people who were doing the simulation that day said, no, we're going to have a good Fracassi Fest. Bubbles says it's all a sim too. Bubbles? Well, you cannot dispute Bubbles. Was the block by Richard Chizmar in the newsletter? Yes, it was in the newsletter. And so I will, oh boy. Okay, there's stuff going on. I will share that right now because I think whoever wants to should see the blocked by Richard Chizmar. So you could just get over here if you're blocked by Richard Chizmar, if you haven't been blocked, but you want to be blocked and you want to learn the secrets, or if you're not blocked by Richard Chizmar and you would like to bring back his communications from the unblocked world, this is where you can we have 6 members so far. The only one who was actually invited was Mark Kennefic because he was the first to be blocked. And I wanted to do a shout out to him in the newsletter and I forgot. He really deserved to be called out and have a shout out in the newsletter. So that was an oversight. So I thought I'll just invite him in, and blocked by, look at that. Look at that. Oh, all these members. So where's the community home? I just want to see the block. I don't want to see all this discussion. So Mark wrote one. Hi, and welcome to my world. Of course, I didn't get to see your post because any post the Chiz makes is not available to we blocked folks. Now I know what that feels like, Mark. Don't know exactly when I was blocked, but I was like you, mentioning the semi-long wait for CD books. Okay, the ridiculously long wait. So now here I am, relegated to a group of 4. Well, now we have 6. So, and then Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. is here. Willow was the best stand-in. We can invite people. We should invite. We'll invite Mitch. We'll invite Nick Lovin. We're not going to invite Philip Fracassi. I'm not going to put him in that spot. I'm not going to do that. But this is the one that got me blocked. This was the evil comment. I can't wait to get my copy of The Stand. That was it. That's all it took. That's awesome, though. I just will stop sharing there. So, oh, the screen was black. Oh my gosh. Wait, why did it not share? No, I don't think so. Did it not come through? Oh my God. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. Blocked by Richard Chizmar. I did share. Did you guys not see this? Did you not? Did you not see it? Okay, I'm back. Oh, that's so ridiculous. Yeah, you know what I did? I went to that screen and I didn't share it. So anyway, that's funny. I read you Mark's comment. I'm sorry the screen was black. I wasn't looking at your comments. That's on me. That's on me. That was all me. So, Willow. I invited Nick Lovin live, but the screen was black. I invited Mitch. I'm not going to invite Philip or Tyler. I'm not going to invite Francois. I'll invite John. I'll invite Tim. I'll invite Sean. Although Sean has like 80,000 copies of Chasing the Boogeyman or Becoming the Boogeyman, so we're not gonna do that. All right. So I apologize. I don't know why that happened. I don't know what happened. Big Brother has sabotaged the feed. Probably. 7 members now. Will thank you for joining. About 90% done with insomnia. Loving the journey so far. Is that Sarah Pinborough or is that Stephen King? Because Sarah Pinborough wrote a great book called Insomnia, and I loved it. And Queenstrike. I only have audio. Okay, so yeah, I'm sorry. That was a big misstep. Won't ever do that again. Chizmar triggered by comments about The Stand is the most Chizmar thing ever. Thin skin. I mean, seriously, like I had so many other words in a vocabulary. I had so many other words I could have shared with him in that moment, and I didn't. I did the thing. I'm like, hey, man, I know you're here, patting yourself on the back for writing Memorials, which may be a great book. Maybe it's the best goddamn book ever written. I don't know, and I'm probably never gonna know. But sorry to piss on your parade, but I bought a book like 8 years ago, whatever it is. And I'd kind of like it. Or 6 years ago. Let's not get crazy. It was only 6 years ago. And I kind of like to get that book now. It's my absolute favorite Stephen King book. You used to be my favorite publisher. And now, if I write one little thing about can't wait to get my copy of The Stand, and now I was terrified. I'm like, what if he cancels my order? Well, then he's got to refund me. Either way, I get money or I get my book. But that's Those are the only two options. I don't think he's in a position to be giving away money. So I'm going to get my books. They might, I don't know how he's going to ship them. I don't know if he's going to be spiteful, vindictive, or if he's even going to follow through. I just wrote that comment. He saw it and immediately blocked. That is so petty. Like, you have to click on my name. You have to click my profile. You have to go there. It's such extra steps. But, it's remarkable. And like, you can't block. You could drop me off the email list, I suppose. He could block me there. But, I mean, it's ridiculous. Jill keeps turning off the lights. Newsletter was great. I have no video, just audio. Never mind. It just came back. I brought it back. Chiz controls the vertical. Chiz controls the horizontal. So what do we got here? We got, I didn't say hi to Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. He showed up with his greetings and salutations. I didn't say hi to Lance, who showed up. And Chad Lutsky's here. Hi, folks. Hope you're all having a good night. Chad, I'm getting messages about your book, Bruises on a Butterfly, and a lot of happy people that I recommended that book. Chief among them, me. I'm happy I recommended that. Where'd my copy go? Wow. I don't know where my copy is. That's going to bother me. I see it. It's over there. It's over there. I kept the tag on. So it's kind of cool. It's over there. I have it. No worries. But a lot of people happy I recommended that book, and they're reading it, and it's an awesome book. There's a moment it doesn't go where I think it's going to go. I love that. Boom. I mean, it starts out, well, you'll have to read it. It's a very short read. I'm a very slow reader. And Chad, I was talking to a certain publisher about you the other day, this week. I had a little bit of back and forth with a publisher, and your name came up. Very, very happy to share your name with yet another publisher. So there's that. Nothing was wrong with your comment, as the stand is supposed to be coming out soon. I know. That's what I'm like. It is the most subtle. If you consider that a dig, then you effed up. Then you're a pile of shit. Like, if that knocks you down off of your throne, you're a phony king. And I mean, it's ridiculous. Did you see the huge warehouse dump on eBay that CD did for the weekend? Yeah, I saw they did a bunch of stuff. And they had a few things I was going to share. They also they're doing a 4-month subscription to the Cemetery Dance Collectors Club. So if you don't know, there's a collectors club that used to have insane value. You would get early links whenever they did a book. You would get you'd be among the first to be able to order that book. So you almost never sold out. They would have leftover copies of previously sold out titles. They'd serve them up to the Cemetery Dance. They had all kinds of things. They had like gift certificates and 50% off things, and you had deep discounts, first dibs. It was so worth it. My last year in that collectors club, you got no value. There was no benefit to being a member. They didn't do any books. There were no deep discounts. It was ridiculous. So I jumped ship. Well, now they're selling 4-month memberships for $33. And I'm like, well, that's like donating $33 to Cemetery Dance. You got this douchebag going around bragging about his mid-6-figure book deal with Gallery, and I'm going to donate $33 to him for nothing to keep his lights on? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All the best to Lisa, Mindy, Dan. Those people deserve better than what Dick Chiz has given them. And but it's not going to be on the backs of people who've already floated them so much money in loans. Like, we're done. You've dried up that line of credit. Now you have to really deliver before you can get that cash flow going again. So I can guarantee you that he will accept our cash and your orders. He has sold me directly since he blocked me. So that's interesting. Yeah, the money talks, but no comments on Facebook. Yeah, that's pretty wild. Uh-oh. Stephen Wayne Elson Jr., his message has been held for review. So let's see. Will I approve it? Let me see where it went. He's 100% going to put his balls in them. We're going to show that comment. We're going to allow it. That's awesome. That's hilarious. Jeff, Ian Rogers' Every House is Haunted was his first story collection and still available on Amazon. Well, that's interesting because we got family here. And if you were on my newsletter, you saw I promoted Gray and then IOIO. I'm sorry, that's the only name I have for you. Promoted Gray on Jeff Word Facebook group, and that is available from PS. And I have it in my cart. I just didn't buy it. It's $48 US dollars shipped from they're only doing 100 signed editions of Gray by Ian Rogers. It's a novella from PS Publishing, and yeah, I didn't pull the trigger, but I know a lot of you did. Thanks for the recommendations, Jeff. Finished that book and loved it. Bruises on a Butterfly. Nice. Just saw Stranger Darling. Great film. Recommend. I'll have to see it. Are you sure that book is actually coming, Jeff? Because he was quite miffed when I wanted my refunds. I mean, Lisa from Cemetery Dance seems to think she said it's absolutely coming. And I don't know. I don't know. All I have is a pre-order and a little bit of hope. So we're just going with that. We're going with that. We're gonna manifest the stand. I don't doubt I'm gonna love the book when I have it. I think it's Cemetery Dance used to do exceptional work. Maybe, this will be the sorry end note. I don't know if they're probably going to do Pet Cemetery. I don't know. It was put to me, the question was put to me that perhaps Stephen King won't let Richard Chizmar renege on those two titles. And I'm like, what's Stephen King going to do? If Cemetery Dance goes belly up and they file bankruptcy and they don't pay their authors, artists, and they don't ship the books to the customers and everybody's left holding the bag, and what's Stephen King going to do? What realistically, is it going to diminish the brilliance of his star? No. The vast majority of the world doesn't know who the hell Richard Chizmar is, and they don't give a shit about Cemetery Dance. Most Stephen King readers are wondering why they would pay more than $10 for a Stephen King title, because they can get the paperback. They'll just wait for the paper. Like the vast majority of the people who read him never even heard of Cemetery Dance or care. So if they went belly up, here's what Stephen King would do. He would write a post on X. Well, the harsh economic realities of today's world have claimed another great independent publisher. One of the greats, Cemetery Dance, closed up. Rich is a personal friend of mine. I did what I could, and unfortunately, times are too rough. This is a reminder to support all your small businesses, all your mom and pop stores, and all your local artists. That's it, and he's out. Done. That's all he has to do. And then it's like, wow, Stephen King really cares about small businesses. The vast majority of the world will just move on. So I don't think Stephen King is going to pull him back from the brink. He might apologize. I know a few of his titles were, a few of the books he was going to do were mine. Apologies for everybody who missed out. But, these times are rough. I don't know. He just go about his day. What does he care? Strange Darling. What do we got? Also cracked and grabbed a collector edition foundation. That's from Curious King, and I ain't been following them as closely as I should have been following them. And because Curious King's amazing. I mean, if I, oh man, I'd love to get back. My God, I would, I would love to have enough money where I could get Curious King and Suntup on the regular. Yeah, those would be wonderful days. What do we talk? Where we got? I just started Bruised on a Butterfly tonight. I knew from opening prologue that the book is going to kick ass, and it does. It kicks all the ass. Chad actually might have to come over and get his shoe back because his shoe's going to be up your ass because he's going to kick so much ass. So if Chad shows up at your door and you've been feeling a little funny lately, it's because he left his shoe up there. Gorgeous looking book. Yeah, everybody's going to be jealous of you, Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. I can't even remember what CD still owes me from the previous Collectors Club. Oh, I don't even count those Collectors Club books. I don't even give a shit about those. I want the stand. And then I will laugh my ass off if I ever get turned down the lights. But as for that book, that's just sort of a fun coda or epilogue to the whole sad story. It would be funny to get that book and just laugh. Oh my God. It was 2013 when I bought that book for $25. $50 CD gift cards with purchase of Chiz book. Oh, so if they're giving you $50 worth of CD credit for nothing, like you're getting nothing. It's funny. All he sells are broken promises. So $50 worth of broken promises. Oh, isn't that shit just stupid? His company giving away $50 so he can sell a book. Why doesn't he just take all the money he earned from his deal and just buy enough books to put it over the top? Or just like, I don't know, stand outside a bookstore and hand $25 to every kid walking in. Just go, hey, go buy Memorials. Go buy Memorials. It's a free book. Just go get it. Just do that. Why not? Anyone see Longlegs? I loved it. My wife hated it. I didn't see it. I wanted to see it. I know Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. saw it. I want to see it, Phil. Yeah, thanks for gray info. Hope you got it. I saved the email. That's crazy, Tim. That is crazy. He's giving away a lot more if you pre-order Memorials. He's going to be really sad as people keep scheming and canceling. I know, that's what he's like. Don't do that. I'm getting yelled at by my publisher. Well, don't incentivize people to scam you. Like you're incentivizing that. It's Conversation Tree that's doing foundation. Yes, sorry about that. Speaking of Curious King, read The Blade itself, Jeff. I know, Nick. I have to read The Blade itself. I'm actually even curious about the 5th season. But my TBR is what it is. I have to read all the McCammon books before the event in Alabama books at Alabama Booksmith, all the McCammon titles in the Matthew Corbett series. I got to read. I just finished The River of Souls. Amazing. That book started out. So Providence Rider was a dip in the series. It was like not McCammon's best day ever. Still fun, still sort of gave you insight into the whole Professor Fell enterprise. So you got a kind of insight into his operation. But it was a joke of it was kind of a lighthearted romp that you really didn't feel any danger. It was like, oh, okay, kind of ribaldry. Just okay. And then River of Souls kicks off that way where it's like he's in a duel with I am not going to spoil anything, but it kind of starts out wonky and you're like, oh, then it kicks all the ass. I loved River of Souls. I thought it got so much better. And so I'm very excited for Freedom of the Mask because the River of Souls ends on such a cliffhanger. It's crazy how that ends. And you're like, oh my God, how is he going to keep going? So I have to read those books. I have Freedom of the Mask, Cardinal Black, and King of Shadows. I'm not sweating Seven Shades because that's not the main. Those are side stories. I'm not really about getting that all done and under my belt before I go to the event in Birmingham. But I definitely have to get all the other Matthew Corbett books read. And yeah, Blade itself is one of those titles. It's like perpetually on my TBR, and it just keeps bobbling up there. So many great titles I want to read. I got a lot of Tyler Jones I want to read. I got Philip Fracassi titles I need to read. I never read Sakulina. I mean, that's sick. That's like absolute total favorite author. And how do I have a book by him sitting on my shelf this long? Chad Lutzke books I need to read. It's like, anyway. So I wear Vans slip-on, so I'll probably slip off pretty easy. Oh, that's funny. Yes, Blade itself is absolutely awesome. I heard the audiobook is awesome for itself, so no excuses anymore. I know, I have to do that. Maybe I'll just, yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll get it on. I'll have earbuds or something, and I'll listen to it if I do yard work. We had somebody come out, look at all our grounds. We have grounds, and being out there and looking at the state it's in, and thinking about the potential of our yard and everything. I could see putting on an audiobook, going out there, weeding and getting it back into some good shape with the kids. It's got me excited about it. Are you excited for you? Is this what happens when you turn 52? Is that like, does that kick in? Like now yard work is like, used to be climbing around the roof to clean the gutters was my joy. Long Wish Hyperion was in the cards for me. Incredible looking book. I will be in awe of the photo bait online. Yes. Chiz already sold his soul. Yeah, but it wasn't worth much. I wanted the Curious King Hyperion, but I sold faster than I could get to it. I wish they had done more copies and or Patty, like I said earlier, you're going to have to perform at Jeff Con. That was awesome. Patty posted online a performance. And I'm trying to remember, but was it like This Land Is Your Land and Country Road mashup? Am I misremembering? Mountain Harbor. I said that, but it's Mountain Mama. I don't know what a Mountain Harbor is. The blue copy of Hyperion is gorgeous. Nick, that's good to hear. Oh, I think they said there will be a few extra copies once they're printed. I'm sure they will go in seconds once they're up. I know this game we play is a very fast game, right? That's good to hear. Now I suddenly got pixelated 1984. Really? I was disappointed by Long Leg. The ads were intense, but it was cheesier than I expected. RA, you're on my channel, and I'm like cheese. So this weekend I saw Slingshot with Casey Affleck. That was very good. I thought Casey got canceled. Sorry you didn't like Long Legs. Now I'm kind of like, I haven't heard too many bad things about Long Legs. Am I pixelated? Sakulina is awesome in the way Heavy Oceans was, and I know you loved Heavy Oceans. Yes, I did. So I think I got to get Heavy Oceans, and then that ships with Saculina. I have I don't know what else I haven't read. Oh, Shiloh. That's the other one. That's the only other Fracassi I haven't read. Oh, and Egotist. I didn't read Egotist. Yes. So those three, I have now 2 shelves of Fracassi, and I haven't read those 3 titles: Shiloh, Saculina, and Egotist. So, and that's kind of bizarre. Like, and then yes, Tyler Jones. I got to read Criterion, The Dark Side of the Room, Almost Ruth. Oh, Night of the Long Knives is like, there may be some. Check your Earthling tomorrow. Check your Earthling. There may be a newsletter tomorrow. You're gonna want Night of the Long Knives. Somebody, was it you, Jason McNeil, that, or Jason Murphy, that said it was sinister? Yeah, I think you used that word, sinister. Yeah, Night of the Long Knives is awesome. And that should be coming soon. You're gonna want a copy of it, guaranteed. And you're gonna love it. I loved it. I don't know if I loved it more than Midas. Midas was really like, Midas had vibes of early Gothic horror. Like, you're like, Midas could be up there with Frankenstein and Dracula. Like sort of like that vibe. If you had taken away the author's name and I didn't know when it was published, I'm not even kidding. If you like that sort of book, Midas is there. And for me to say Night of the Long Knives might even be better, that's pretty high praise. In my say, again, it is really hard to say. Night of the Long Knives gets is a little bit more of a page turner, and Midas is a slow burner. But oh man, there's some haunting things in Midas, and there are some really brutal, nasty things in Night of the Long Knives. Great stuff, though. So you can't go wrong. You're going to want that book. I mean, it's a highly recommend book. Now, I haven't read Family yet, so I'm going to do a review on that. There's no guarantee I'm going to love Family. I love Paul Miller and Earthling, so and he's introduced me to so many great authors, but I'm only going to recommend the ones I absolutely love. And Night of the Long Knives is on there. Serafina is still available. But by now, the people I'm talking to here, you guys have all gotten it. You guys at Fracassi Fest had it. I mean, it's like you're going to have that book. But Serafina is amazing. And so is Night of the Long Knives. Such great stuff coming from Earthling. I loved Shiloh. Camelot has Thunderstorm Heavy Oceans in stock right now at retail. Wow. That's amazing. I'm missing. I was happy I was able to get a collector's edition of Foundation from Conversation Tree. May try for a deluxe when Sub Press has their copies for sale. Saculina is awesome in the way. Okay, sorry, I read that. Yeah, Patty is holding out. That's so kind of you to say. Yes, it was a mashup of those 2 songs. My friend Denise was the mastermind of that whole thing. She made us shirts and everything. That was awesome. I mean, it was great. Yes, I wish I had it handy and I would play it. It's a good song, man. It was really, really nice. Really well done. Is there a tag on your hat? Yes, because I'm cool, man. This is Walmart chic, dude. You don't just take that off and lose cred. Oh man, I gotta look. It looks like I gotta see. You gotta brush the beard. You gotta do it live. Yep, you gotta do it live. I'm reading Serafina, the early arc right now. Got halfway through today. Darn, it's good. So you're reading the dark edit. That's the only one I read. I haven't read the new one yet. The edit. So I'm gonna read that soon. You haven't read Shiloh? It's the whole reason I was so amped for Serafina. Well, Philip Fracassi is the reason I'm amped for any Philip Fracassi. So, who's Philip Fracassi? Maybe, I think, somewhere out of the country right now on a trip, a very awesome trip. Midas is amazing. Next read for me is Long Knives. Yeah, you're going to love it. Almost Ruth is better than Midas. Dude, that's hell of a thing, man. That's hell of a thing. So I'm going to read that. Mike Hughes coming through for me 2 weeks in a row on the Camelot books. Camelot, you just got to go to Camelot. You got to check it out all the time. Oh, sorry for all you people who missed out. Not my fault. I posted about it that Levidian had Boy's Life up for sale. Boy's Life from Suntup, the classic edition, up for sale. Publisher's published price, which was $175, and that book is getting like $350 on eBay. There's a lot of FOMO over that mofo, and Levidian, Brian James Freeman, stand-up guy, sold it at published price. He also has Good and Joyful Things there on his site, so go get that if you missed out. That Anya Allborn title completely sold out. Hey, is this mic on? I'm not getting levels here, man. I'm not getting levels. I'm going to turn up the gain, turn down the gain. Look at that. I'm really not getting levels. I don't know what's up. I don't know. Turn these dials. I'm going to turn the dials. Maybe the gain, turn the gain up. Whatever. I'm going to do Tech Live. What am I missing? Hyperion is a sci-fi setup like Canterbury Tales. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, man. Almost Ruth is very good. I got to read it. Night of the Long Knives went deep. It's one that keeps you thinking for months after you read it. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of Tyler Jones. You know, he haunts you. What's that? We gotta do maybe I'll do a live haircut and get my stylist in here to just do a live haircut so I can feel presentable. Einar, I envy you to be reading Tyler's books for the first time. Oh, they're great. Well, it was the praise in this chat that made me want to get them. They're great stuff. Wow, you're really pixelated. Am I? I don't know what's up with my arm. Am I pixelated? I'm trying to. We have this new boosted internet. I don't know, man. Am I pixelated? What if I go back a little bit? What if I do the live from over here? Will I get less pixelated? Wow, I look really small. No, maybe not. Is Mitch here? Mitch, it's past his bedtime, I think. Almost Ruth has more grief than Midas. I don't know how that's even possible. Maybe it's time to upgrade from the trial version. Yeah. I mean, we boosted the whole internet in the house. And it was like insane, the speeds. But I think this time of night in this part of the world with this content I'm putting out, I don't know. Maybe Richard Chizmar just tries to shut the channel. Maybe there's a denial of service attack on my channel right now. I don't know. I'm reading Burn the Plans right now. It's fantastic. That's awesome. Last chance for you guys to get one of Tyler's limited edition of 50. He's 50 copies. It's a 4-book set, $160, coming soon. It's going to be out very soon. You're not pixelated here. Thank you, number one. Jeff, Almost Ruth is another that has old-time horror vibes. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, Adventures with Vegas Paranormal. I've never been to Vegas, and I've never been normal. Welcome to the channel. Cheers. Oh, I mean, I make that noise. It's not a Rapture. I make that noise because it's a stout. It's a stout. And I think it's got like a kick your teeth in ABV. but I couldn't look on I didn't see on the can what the ABV is. The slipcase has not been listed for sale yet on the TJ set. He said, he'll follow up with an email to everybody who bought a set with the slipcase, which is going to be very reasonable. It's going to be like $30 for the slipcase. If you're a Tyler Jones fan, again, I think there are certain authors that do not get the love they deserve. Keelan Patrick Burke, Chad Lutzke, Tyler Jones, and of course, yes, Philip Fracassi, even though he's gotten that movie Alter, and he's had trade releases that have gone wide, but yeah, not nearly enough love for those four authors, at least that I can think of. Who else? Who else would you say is an author that doesn't get the love they deserve? I know Mike will say Nick Roberts. I've never read Nick Roberts. I've never read Chuck Wendig. I also think Jason Pargin deserves more love than what he gets. Joe Lansdale. Like there are so many authors that are as good as or better than King who are not household names like Stephen King. Robert McCammon, chief among them. Josh Malerman. I think Josh Malerman and Paul Tremblay get a lot of love. They're more widely known, I think. And for good reason. I mean, they're both super talented. I definitely prefer Josh Malerman. But anyway, I just think there's so many authors out there that deserve to be household names. I'd love if people started reading more, getting back into that, because there's nothing better. And maybe there will be. Maybe there will be so much pushback against all this tech. Maybe that's one thing Book Talk will do that's worthwhile. Get everybody. Malfi. Ronald Malfi. I know I haven't read him all that much. By the way, we need to mention Ronald Malfi is one of the best book intro writers in the game. Really? Okay. His intro for Night was one of the best intros I've ever read. Truly made me excited for what I was getting into. What about that intro for The Witch Tree? That was pretty badass. I don't know who that guy is. He's never written a goddamn thing I've read. But that intro, man, at the end of it, I was wiping a tear away. I'm just saying. Pixelated here in New Jersey. Well, New Jersey doesn't like me, Jay Stones. I worked for 4 New Jersey institutions. He also did the same with No One Is Safe. All praise and love for Fracassi. I don't read too many intros as much. John Bowden doesn't get the love he deserves. Chad Lutzke for John Bowden. Chad Lutzke wrote The Bedmakers with John Bowden. Another Chad Lutzke title I have to read. So many books that irk me that I'm not devouring right now. Right now. Why am I doing this? Why am I alive when I could be reading these books? John Bowden. Yeah, I've never read a straight up John Bowden book, but I'm glad on your recommendation, Chad. Look at this. This is getting me mad. Why? What is this thing on? Is this microphone working? What kind of operation is this? Pixelated in Illinois. On Uverse, sound is good though. Sound is really all that matters, because really I'd like to be pixelated because I'm not the spring chicken I used to be, ladies and gentlemen. And I could use all the help I can get for my television appearance. Yep, Nick Roberts is a must-read. Lansdale also, if you can believe that. You don't know how many bookstores I've walked into and asked about Lansdale, and they say, who? Wow. See, I thought Lansdale would be like, oh, everybody knows Lansdale. Lansdale has published basically with every damn, well, he didn't do a Levidian, but he did Centipede Press, He did Earthling, The Thicket, my favorite Lansdale book, one of my favorite Earthling books. And of course, his signatures in his Suntop title for Psycho, which gives me hope that there's going to be a Suntop Lansdale. Suntop would probably do The Bottoms. I could see that as a Suntop book. But anyway, Lansdale's gotten a lot of love from a lot of publishers. And yeah, he's not as well known as Stephen King. Like if you did a survey and said, how many of these authors have you heard of? And you did, Josh Malerman, Stephen King, Joe Lansdale, Philip Fracassi, and you did all those, people would be like, just Stephen King. Like that'd be the only one they'd heard of. It's bullshit. Wanderers and Wayward by Wendig are awesome. See, Chuck Wendig. I've never read him. I should. Yep. Nobody talks about William Goldman anymore. Magic, Heat, Marathon Man, etc. Goldman died in 2018. He did Magic. I have his book. He also did The Princess Bride. If I'm correctly remembering. So yeah, we should read. You read. I love that. I love that niche that Centipede Press fills, where Jared publishes like the forgotten titles from further out than 20 years. Like he doesn't want to do a title that's newer than 1990, which is 30 years now. Oh my God. I'm so old, guys. So anyway, that's I like that. Because John Blackburn, Cornell Woolrich, William Horksberg, those are great stuff. Those are great titles, great stuff. And he did Magic by William Goldman. Never mind, just looked. Damn, see, I didn't even know that he passed away. Sound is great, visual is iffy, but it's all about the conversation. That's true. That is true, David. I don't know why that is. It's really getting me mad, but I'm sorry. I apologize to you. Too many good authors and not enough time to read them all. Nope. Oh, snap. You're clear now. Great image. He did SST. Who did SST? The Bottoms was awesome. Yeah, SST. Right. SST did Lansdale. The Bottoms was a great book. It really was. And that was a sub-press title. But you know what? Paul Suntop's been going after sub-press titles lately. Boy's Life, Swan Song. So the Bottoms is fair game. I'm hoping for more Lansdale from SST, the absolute best bang for the buck of the publishers I normally shop from. Yes, SST is stellar, and you're not going to be disappointed. And especially for you, you're in Norway. Are you in the Netherlands? You're in Norway, and so yes, you will. You'll get I think a better shipping rate. I don't know. I'm speaking out of class. I'm not in my lane. I'm not UPS. I'm not DHL. I'm not Royal Mail. But I would rest assured there will be a steady stream of SST Lansdales for sure. The Bottoms, Edgar Award winner. I can see Suntop doing that. Yes. I could see Suntop doing it. Totally. I can't think of any other titles from Lansdale that Suntop would that would be a Suntop title. But there's a ton that I haven't read by Lansdale. He's so prolific. I think Brian Astman needs some love here as well. He's the cross between Douglas Adams and Mike Flanagan. Really? Brian Assman or Asman? Assman. Picture is back to normal now. I apologize. For my picture being back to normal. Jared does a lot of interesting books from the 70s and 80s. Great to see some of them in hardcover again. I'd love to see Jared do the Necroscope series. I would love that. I would buy that. I would be on board for the Necroscopes, and they would totally fit Jared. Boom, boom, boom. Totally. Brian Lumley's Necroscope series. If you've not read it, you are in for a treat. That's my favorite vampire series. SST also put out great punk albums in the 80s. Husker Du, Minutemen, Black Flag, Descendants, Dinosaur Jr., Sonic Youth, etc. What about the Pixies? Suntub could do A Thin Dark Line. I didn't read that one. What about Fender Lizards? What about Freezer Burn? A Thin Dark Line. I think I don't have that. I don't have that title. There's so many Lansdales I don't have. I'm hoping to get a better shipping rate at least. Britain is only a stone throw away from Norway with a few skips and possibly a boat plane trip. Yeah, I forget like Europe and all that area. It's like so close together. In the States, United States, you travel for hours and hours and hours and you're still in the same state, in the same country. So, like I drove 12 hours to go see Mitch. And he's a fellow countryman. You know what I'm saying? 12 hours, and I didn't even travel half the country. Where would 12 hours get you in Norway? I don't know how far. Brian Assman's, man. Oh, yes, man. F This House. That's where I saw him. Yes. Man, F This House was hilarious and probably how I experienced my first haunted house. Yeah, maybe this ABV is a little bit more ass kicky than I know. No and no on those two. Don't think they fit what they do. Huh. Thin Dark Line, huh? How is Poe? Poe's great. Poe is getting to be a big boy. We recently went to my sister-in-law's house again for a birthday gathering, and my favorite dog in the world, this dog named Ira, he's a cattle dog, and he works one of the farms nearby. He came by. Poe was loving. It was like a big brother or an uncle he got to play with for an afternoon, and this dog was like it was Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. It was just like the dogs on Mitch's farm or Mitch's friend's farm. Let's be clear. One of those big yellow dogs, just an amazing house of a dog. And Poe was just jumping on him, and the dog could tolerate it. He wasn't like angry or upset. He was just like, this little puppy, this 40-pound puppy's jumping on him, and he's kind of like, yeah, whatever. Oh, it was great. Oh man, I'm a dog person, 180%, which sounds like I'm not a dog person because 180, it's like 100. You do a 180, it's half a 360. But if you do a 360, if you do two 180s, you're all the way back around. I'm a 360 dog person. Total dog person. 12 hours, I'm less than 90 minutes from you. Yes. 12 wells, 11 hours. You're in Atlanta, right? No. I don't remember where you are. Bought that just from the title. I need to move it up to TBR. Man, F This House. Yeah. I have that book. I'll have to go get to it sooner rather than later. I thought it was like extreme horror. RA, I bought it for the cover at Barnes & Noble, and I never buy from Barnes & Noble. I have a Pyrenees. Those are big, aren't they? They're big. The dogs over humans always. Yes. Pyrenees, aren't they? I don't know what this dog is. It's a big yellow cattle dog. 12 hours will get me a bit over the third of the length of Norway and a trip there and back again in the widest point. Wow. Nice. North Georgia. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, you're very close. I'm very late, but now here. Oh, Mitch is here. We were talking about you, Mitch. Talking about the farm you don't own. What are those? What breed of dogs are on that farm? Because those are the best breed of dogs. Is Night of Long Knives about the Rome purge? No, no, it ain't. Stephen Wayne Ellison Jr. is lying to you. No, but it is. It is sort of like that idea. So you got to get it. You just got to get it. If you like Jason Pargin, Christopher Moore, Josh Whedon, you'll enjoy Brian's stuff. It's all pretty lighthearted and fun. So that's cool because I like Jason Pargin. Paul's such a good guy. Well, all the Pauls are. But long after he published Wet Juju, I asked if he happened to have any copies. He did. He sold it to me for original price. Just like the Chiz does. Yeah, Paul Fry, one of the best. SST, Paul Fry, one of the best. Paul Fry, Paul Suntup, Paul Miller, Paul Goblersh at Thunderstorm. Those are the four Pauls. Am I forgetting a Paul? Those are the four Pauls. Yes. Yes, for sure. Hey, Mitch, thanks for the mail and my Fracassi number. Yes. Well, I hope you enjoy that, Christopher. Those chapbooks are out. Mitch, if you have any more, let everybody know. Sup, everyone. Look, he's walking in like he's big pimping. Like he's big pimping. We have a golden chow rescue. Oh, those are chows can be mean though. Chows, I don't know. I wouldn't turn my back on a chow. What were the dog names? I remember Whiskey. Forgot the other two. I don't remember their names. I am very big pimping. Mitch, what were the dogs? What breed of dogs are on the farm? And what were their names? And can we have their phone number? And can they show up to the lives? Those are like office dogs to me. Um, Speak for yourself. Two of the Pauls are in my doghouse. Wait, Paul Fry, Paul Miller, Paul Suntup. Oh, I know who the other Paul is. I didn't name him because it's not Paul Goblersh. And I don't even know if I'm saying Paul Goblersh's name Goblershy enough. But he's Thunderstorm. Mutts, but they have some Great Dane in them. Oh, really? What did the Paul do or didn't do? Oh, you're going to poke Stephen Dwayne Elson Jr. and a Great Pyrenees. Those are big. So you're poking Stephen Dwayne Elson Jr. to ask him what the Pauls did. I don't know, man. I don't know. Bring the dogs to the live, although it would just be an hour of you shaking a paw for an hour. Oh, if we, I was sitting there petting Ira for like probably like a half hour, 20 minutes maybe. And he was just laying there. And the moment you stop petting him, his paw comes up and he's huge. He's a huge dog. And he would paw you like, what'd you stop for? Loved it. Absolutely loved it. My Pyrenees is mostly hair. Glitter and Bible. Yeah. Glitter and Bible. That's funny, Tim. What did the two Pauls do? Glitter and Bible. I'm not getting into it. I hope the one with the Bible gets that out there and gets that done. Skibbity, says XD. Hello, XD. I'm gonna have to keep my eye on you. That dog was the best. Oh, there were so many. And then there was that one big fluff ball that needs to be sheared like a sheep. Oh, the farm was the best place to have a fest. That really was. I'm curious why Stephen Dwayne Ellison Jr. doesn't like Suntup. You're gonna have to message him. I'm like Kermit sipping my tea. Time to brush my face. This is going to be a regular feature on the show now. Jeff brushes his face. My coworker has a Great Pyrenees service dog. He's huge. Such a sweet dog. Isn't that funny? The bigger the dog, the more chill they are. Because they don't have anything to prove. And you get these little yipping dogs that are angry at the world and they're terrified, and so they bite everybody. But these big dogs, they just amble around and they just want to be rubbed. That's all they want. A school friend of mine owned an Irish wolfhound, never got used to the greetings that dog did. Raised himself up to put his front paws on my shoulders and looked me in the eyes. I had to look up. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, there was some, we house sat for some people and they had these two huge dogs. I think they were Irish wolfhounds. I wasn't sure, but like their paw to shoulder height was like 4 feet. They were enormous. Tim, well, technically, it's the email response about the glitter and Bible. Stephen Dwayne Elsie Jr. Here, I'll tell you what. I'm going to have Jeff Con. We're shooting for October 2025. We're going to have it. I'm going to have Stephen Dwayne Elson Jr. there, and he's going to get to tell everybody about his beefs. It'll be a whole thing. We'll have a whole thing. We'll give him a microphone. He'll have a stool. Everybody will have to be real hushed. It'll be like a poetry slam. Everybody's quiet. And then when he talks, if you like what he says, you snap your fingers. I can't snap my fingers. I don't know why. I can't snap. It's not good. What are we saying? My daughter's English lab is lying next to me right now, snoring so loud I have to turn up your volume. I'll just speak louder. I can be louder. Can we invite the 4 Pauls to Jeff Con? I will say I invited 1 Paul to Jeff Con. I said, you will be a guest of honor. So at Jeff Con, I want authors, artists, and publishers. And there's only 5 publishers that I would invite. It would be Paul, Brian James Freeman, and Jared. I doubt any of them will go. I doubt. Maybe a Zoom. Brian James Freeman declined, won't even do an interview on my channel. And I promised I wouldn't talk about Richard Chizmar or his cemetery dance days. I would never do that. Like if you saw my interview with Francois Vaillancourt, he talked about how Richard Chizmar gave him his big break in his career. And when he went from the corporate life in marketing to the artist life in book illustrating, key pivot point was Richard Chizmar. And when he mentioned Richard Chizmar, Beef Daddy didn't say a goddamn word bad, because that was the Francois show. Do you understand? Like, it's not my show. It is his platform at that point. Now, if he had gone into a thing talking about how Richard Chizmar's the best business owner in history, or he's a stellar publisher, yes, there would be maybe some hardball questions. But if you're sharing your personal story and from your perspective, this guy did right by you and lifted you, fine, that's your story. I'm not going to challenge you on that. That's totally your right. And I'm not going to put you in an awkward spot. And I wouldn't do that to Brian James Freeman either. You know, if you said, hey, I got my start at Cemetery Dance, I learned a lot there. I figured out how to publish and how to source materials and how to keep schedules clicking, you know, to get the books out. No challenge there. I would never, ever do that to him. I would never even question, why did you do a Billy Chiz dick joke chapbook? Wouldn't even do that to him. Nope. He's a guest. I'll respect the guest. This isn't like journalism. You know, it's not like I'm vetting maybe a presidential candidate or anything. No, I'm not. I'm just talking to a guy about his life and getting the backstory. So anyway, he wouldn't even appear on the channel. I've invited Paul Miller to do an interview as well. I'd love to talk to these publishers. I think they do a great job. I did interview Paul Suntup about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That is on the channel, so I was very happy to do that. But yeah, I would love to get publishers to show up at the fest. I think Paul Miller should have been at Fracassi Fest. That would have been epic. He had Tyler Jones there and Philip Fracassi, two books that were about to land. You know, Serafina, Night of Long Knives, a great history with those two authors, Midas, Boys in the Valley, Gothic. And then Josh Mallerman was on the call. You know, there's so many reasons Paul Miller would have been a perfect fit at the fest and had would have been like a guest of honor, totally justified. And that would have been amazing. So, there's plenty of time to make my PowerPoint. I would love to see a Stephen Wayne Allison Jr. PowerPoint with receipts. That would be great. I want to go to Jeff Con. I want everybody to go to Jeff Con. I want to get as many of you there as possible because that's the whole point of Jeff Con, to get this community in a room laughing and reading and enjoying stuff. That's it. That's really it. There'd be no point to do a live. I'd still do a live for those who couldn't be there, who can't travel. But and it's fun, man. I will say, after doing the live at Fracassi Fest, I never want to do a live like this again. Like, I want to have a studio audience and a guest. That would be amazing. If I had a studio, a desk, like the Conan O'Brien for publishing, for horror books, that is what I would love to do for a living. Just book guests. Producer Jill would be the musical director. She'd have the piano. She'd be like Paul Schaefer. And then I'd have one of my kids out there. Maybe Ben. Ben would do it. He would introduce. He'd be the announcer, and Ian would be the cameraman. And I'd kick it over to him all the time as the producer. It would be great. Anyway, and then yes, EJ would do some incredible art as always. Sorry for riffing. You getting me thinking about these things would be amazing. What about Mitch Hull from Rapture Publishing? Yeah, wow, only those 5. Yes, Mitch is new to the game, but oh my God, wait till you see what's coming from Rapture Publishing. If you thought he did Beer Awesome, just wait. I'm so excited for you, Mitch. And I can't wait to see your first book. But yes, Mitch, you're brand new on the scene. I'm sorry. You would be there in any capacity, irregardless. So you're sort of a given. And in that way, you get taken for granted. Sure. Yes. But in the best way possible, you get taken for granted. The best way. So, I could think of one that was going to go until now. Oh, you have to go. Do I get my own parking spot for my imaginary car? Yes. I mean, you could park all your anger there. Oh, I love Brian James Freeman. He's the best. Or I've only ever had good involvement. He is the best. No, he's one of the best. Like the 5. Well, okay, now the 6. Sorry, Mitch. Brian James Freeman, Jared Walters, Paul Miller, Paul Suntup, Paul Goblersh. No, Paul Fry. I don't collect enough Thunderstorm. And then Rapture, Mitch Hull. 6 publishers now. We want Rapture Publishing there too. Yes, we do. Paul Miller was invited to Fracassi Fest. Yeah, I'm not surprised he didn't go. But he would have been great. Brian James Freeman does nice books. I like the little cutout windows in the Levidian slipcases. They're cool looking. Yeah, it's fun. They are fun. I like that. He's not a big convention guy, no. And for the record, there will be a new champion in Mitch and my fantasy league. Sadly, no repeat, but I did finish above Mitch for the season. Nice to beat him in the playoffs. You guys do fantasy baseball. Not my thing. I'm in a fantasy football league, which reminds me, I've got to update my roster. I did auto draft because my draft happened when I was in Tulsa, so I couldn't be there to do a live draft. And Yahoo was the fantasy football league, drafted for me, and they graded their own draft a D. They gave me a D team. So now I got to go in and do all kinds of adjusting to make sure I have a good team to field. When and where is Jeff Con? Jeff Con will be October 2025 near Chattanooga. Details, we got a lot of time. We got more than a year. So I just did a quick math and I realized we're just September and October is next month. So we got 13 months. And I will hit you with details. October 2025 near Chattanooga. And I'm going to try to have we're going to have fun. We're probably going to have a lot of fun. Too much fun? I don't know. I learned my lesson at Fracassi Fest. And I'm going to have to worry about the talent going out the night before, drinking a lot. Going to have to be concerned about that. Mitch, are you Paul Miller's body guy now? If Paul Miller was at Fracassi Fest and brought books, I definitely would go home broke. See, I know. He could have brought so much back catalog. Travis at Midworld had some great books. I had to miss out on 2. I got 2 of the 4, though. Yeah, there were a few. He had a few. He had 4 titles. The Andy Davidson one was good. Of course, John dies at the end. Did he sell out of those? I pushed him. I don't remember if he sold out. Mitch is a one-man band, but he doesn't need any of us. No, he doesn't. Fun fact, Brian James Freeman can sell off those windows. What? Paul S. couldn't figure out. Oh, okay. Okay. Next year, we need a Jeff Word or Fracassi Fest Freaks Fantasy Football League. I thought of starting one up. Jason, if you're up for it, we can't field one this year. It's too late. But I'll do a Patreon Fantasy Football League. We'll have 10 teams next year. We'll do it next year. I was thinking about doing it, and I didn't think anybody wanted to. But yeah, I would love to. I've been doing a fantasy football league every year since I think for the last 20 years, I've been in a fantasy football league. Right now, I'm in it with my nephew. My nephew has one, and it's very sweet that he invites me, and I sign up. And last year, I came in 3rd, trying to kick all their little teeth in, as an uncle does. I don't do any fantasy sports leagues. We should do a Jeff Word fantasy league. But I do the Reddit fantasy book bingo. Does that count? I think it counts, Patty. Renting out the fairgrounds, Rock Arena, or stadium for Jeff Con. No, I think we're going to have a very classy venue. There's a hint. Classy venue. So I got 13 months to convince my better half that October in Tennessee is the way to go for 2025. Start the convincing. And then here's the thing. If my perseverance, my fortitude wavers, then I'll say, I got a guy from Norway coming in. I cannot let him down. We have to do this. Yeah, I think he sold out to Jason Pargins. Good, good, because this book is full of spiders. Should be shipping soon. He said I was going to ship in August, and here we are, September now. So, yeah, I think that'll be coming soon. I'm sad that he didn't sell out all of the John Dies at the End, because that's a great book. I'll have to bring more money to Jeff Con than I did for Fracassi Fest. Fracassi Fest was my first author con, so I didn't know what to expect. Yeah, you know what I would want? I'd want authors to have their own tables so they could sign and sell. So yeah, I would want multiple authors. But Philip Fracassi would be a must-have for me. I would need to have him there. It just wouldn't feel like a Jeff Con without him. But if he couldn't make it, I'd understand. I would grieve. I would grieve. So there's that. Glad I got one. I got the Eddie Davidson one. I think he sold them all. Yes. Yes. I bought one of the John Dies at the End. Going to read soon per Jeff's rec. I hope you like it. It is way out there. It's wacky. It is cosmic horror, but it's also very absurd and like a college buddy comedy. It's funny. It's funny and it's great. It's its own thing. Like I've never read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and I've heard it compared to that, but it's really out there. It's a lot of fun. And then this book is full of spiders is a sequel to that, and I think that's a better book, a more focused. That's the best in the series. And then you have What the Hell Did I Just Read? And then If This Book Exists, You're in the Wrong Universe, which was great. And then he's going to do a book 5. We still have a few more days until the season starts. That's what I was late. That's why I was just late tonight. I just did a draft. I mean, I would try. Now you're making me want to have a fantasy football league for Jeff Word. Now you're doing that, Mitch. I wonder if I could do it. I don't know. If anybody wants, go to Patreon, message me on Patreon if you want a Jeff Word fantasy football league. Maybe I could do it. When's the league starts? Like this Thursday, right? The season starts. So we'd have to field it immediately. I don't even know how to couldn't have a live draft, I don't think. It's crazy. There's no way. I don't know. I could look into it. The Pargins ended up in Kansas City. Did they really? I thought they were in Tennessee. A lot of great farms near Chattanooga. Yeah, there are. Yeah, there are. I did the first ESPN Fantasy Hockey League way back, and I won my group. I won by group. Yeah, there are a lot of great farms near Chattanooga. So I don't know if we should just look at farms, though. It's at the Peabody in Memphis, isn't it? Minnesota Fats lived there near the end of his life. Oh, I'm not doing Memphis, although barbecue in Memphis is amazing. Finally pulled the trigger on that Thunderstorm Heavy Oceans just as a collectible. Tyler's inscribed indie books are still the best versions. Yes. Can we get Tyler Jones back? Would love to hang with that guy a little more. That was fun. Oh, Tyler Jones would totally be invited to a Jeff Con. I have to figure all the logistics out and see who I can get to commit to October of 2025, which is some time away. But yes, I would want Tyler Jones. I'd want Philip Fracassi. I would love to get Josh Mallerman. I'm going to call him Joshua, Jason, or Josh. I don't know. I'd love to get Ronald Malfi, but I've never read a novel by the man, so I'm going to have to do that. Love to get publishers. Love to get Francois Vaillancourt. I would invite Chad Lutzke. Yes, very short list. Chad Lutzke, and I'd invite Keelan Patrick Burke as well. And I'd invite Thomas Oldehoevelt from the Netherlands. Would he show up? I doubt it. Listen, if you need help setting up the league, let me know. I run my main league, been going for 15 years. I do it all. I've done it before. I've done a league. Travis and I were retelling jokes and parts from John Dies at the End of Fracassi Fest. He's a huge fan too. Well, that's great. I think that's great that you publish books of the people you're fans of. Yeah, I agree. I need to try to get Chad Lutsky. Yeah, I would totally invite Chad. Totally. Absolutely. 15 years, really? You're only just 13. Yeah, I know. Don't you sleep, Mitch? I guess kids your age don't need much sleep as this old folks. Yeah, I know. Hey, I'm old and I sleep less than ever. The league was passed down to me from my mommy. I was in her belly the first year the league happened. I definitely do not sleep. Well, you have children, little baby children's, and they don't let you sleep. The Vampire Western by Davidson is his best book, in my opinion. I don't know if I'm sorry for you or for me. Sleep is my favorite part of the day. Sleep is pretty awesome. I mean, really, all your stress goes away. You just have to have nightmares. You just have to wake up choking on your sleep apnea. I mean, everybody does, right? You wake up choking. That's fun. Dog needs to go out. Those are fun times. I get that to look forward to tonight. Chad, are you still here? Block your October 2025. If he's here, he'll block it. Sleep used to be nice. Don't do very well anymore. Well, sleep is like little deaths, I think. Oh, there's something really interesting. I don't know. I'm going to share it. See if I could share it. Where is it? Yes. If you guys want a book club, I don't know. There's this Pandy Pack. This is Pandy Press book box. 1 year of created bookish content. Enjoy books and swag boxes throughout 2025. So this is Casey Lansdale. She's written books with her dad, Joe. And then they started Pandy Press. And they're doing a subscription box. Now, Pandy Press, Casey Lansdale is good friends with Sadie Hartman, who does Night Worms. And they're doing this. Now, this is a Kickstarter. In every box, you will receive 2 custom, unique, or early release titles from a variety of authors and genres. These can range from novellas, author collections, short story collections, chapbooks, anthologies, and of course, novels. You will also receive your custom themed goodies. These offerings will change from box to box, but examples include satchels, enamel pins, snacks, drinks, journals, magnets, coupons, signed items from the authors, and unique art that can be used in a variety of ways. So they're doing this. You can sign up to be notified when it goes live. I don't know how 4 have backed it because it's launching soon, but whatever. That is, I clicked notify me when you are going to launch because I am curious to see what the price is. I don't do subscription boxes anymore, but that's that. I thought it'd be interesting to share with you to see if that's anything you want. So, where are we at? Speaking of sleep, I need to head that way soon. Sleep well, Patty. Yes. Take me home, country road, to the place I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama. I don't sing, Patty. I don't sing. I do not sing. Everybody's begging Chad. They're putting him on the spot. I can't get to sleep and I can't get up in the morning. So it all balances out nicely at 60 years old. I'm on your heels, man. I'm on your heels. Sleep is overrated. It's 4 a.m. here now, and I'm still sitting here with bursitis in my shoulder and watching Jeff and napping with you. Much better than sleep. Napping, not napping. For japping, not napping. Yapping. Good to see you. It's the priorities. Yes. Einar gets the Sean Russell Award for greatest distance. Yes. Sean's not here. That's okay. He's okay. It's okay. You guys have a great evening. Night all. Take it easy, Kevin. Kevin, I need to send you your book. I need your address, Kevin. Need your address because I got to send you your 2 screenplays. So later. 5 a.m. is my wake up time, so I'm fading. Yes. Well, I'm going to cut you off there. I'm going to cut myself off there. It is 10 o'clock here on the East Coast. And this ABV is in my system right now. That much, at least. So I'm going to finish this off. And I'm going to try to make 1984 fiction again. I got my Sasquatch hat. I'm glad you were here and you made it through the pixelated times. You talked about the books. I love talking about the books. I'm glad you were here. Russell, good night. I hope Rolled Oats had a good time. Hope you had your Chick-fil-A. Those things are very important. And I'm going to get going. And you're going to get going too. And you're going to do great things. I just see that for you for this week. It's going to be amazing. You're going to have a great time. You're going to manifest it. It's going to be great. You're going to think good things. You're going to do even better. It's just going to be great. It's going to be great. I'm hoping the people in charge of the simulation are hearing this plea, and we will all have a great week. But until then, till next time, I'm going to cut out. I'm going to go monetize this video. So we didn't get any commercials tonight. But the rewatch, yeah, that's how it's going to happen. So I will see you again next Monday. And until then, I hope you all have a good time, have some good beers, some good books, some good laughs. And remember, September 26th for the book club, Bruises on a Butterfly. And maybe there's a fantasy football league that I got to start now. Thank you very much, Mitch. And good night, and see you next time.